Meanwhile, in Argentina, protests and strikes are increasingly common as inflation continues to rise. Analysts expect inflation to top 100% by the end of the year, and with it comes growing social unrest. Joel Richards reports from Buenos Aires.
Argentina, Latin America's third largest economy, is battling with one of the highest rates of inflation in the world.
Argentina's high inflation rate is caused by a number of factors. A strong US dollar is just one of them. And the impact of this high inflation can be seen in particular in a series of labour conflicts, both in the public and in the private sector.
Municipal health workers in Tigre, just to the north of Buenos Aires, went on a 3-day strike this week.
Argentina had inflation of around 65% in the year of the pandemic, and it has risen since then. So far this year, our wages have gone up by 38%, but inflation this year is already at 70%.
The government acknowledges inflation is its main challenge, but it points to good news elsewhere. The World Bank forecasts Argentina's economy to grow by 4% this year, above the regional average. And Economy Minister Sergio Massa said a deal with grain exporters has strengthened the country's foreign reserves and will help stabilise the economy. But the country's dollar dependence remains a problem. It affects the population and the economy, according to this university teacher who was also on strike this week over pay.
The dollar affects us a great deal. We have a bi-monetary economy. For example, budgets for investigation and/or to keep university hospitals running are in pesos, but the cost of supplies are in dollars. That makes administration almost impossible.
One labour dispute was resolved recently with the union that represents more than 5,000 workers who produce tyres. One of the union's representatives told CGTN they set the standard for wage negotiations.
The way we resolved the conflict is a landmark. People said we wouldn't get anything by going on strike, but we negotiated a deal for a 10% rise above inflation. And on the back of that, the truck drivers' union have now said they want a 130% wage increase.
The government seeks to rein in its public spending in line with an agreement made earlier this year with the International Monetary Fund to repay its multi-billion-dollar loan. But as inflation rises, so too does social unrest. Joel Richards for CGTN in Buenos Aires.